We are neither nutritionists or medical providers. The topics discussed on this show are from our own research and experiences. Please consult your medical provider before attempting anything discussed on this show. Welcome to another episode of
Sjogren Strong. This is Brian.
And this is Lupe.
She's back.
Whoop, whoop. There is no place like home.
And this is your weekly podcast discussing how to live an active and healthy lifestyle despite a diagnosis of Sjogren's.
Hey, everyone. I missed you like crazy.
And everybody, we need some feedback because she said last week's episode sucked. She's throwing me under the bus.
Well, it wasn't that bad. I didn't exactly use that word.
She says to you.
That ain't true. It was a really cool episode.
All right. All joking aside, Lupe, tell us a story.
I'm actually really excited to be back. I was in Mexico for a total of 7 days. It was a good trip. I got to spend a lot of time with my parents and my sister. It was fun, but I'm glad to be back.
So we've joked about how long it takes you to pack for a trip. And I was actually a little worried that you put it off until the last day for the most part. But you were much more organized in laying stuff out that you wanted to take and making determinations. Yeah, I want it, but I'm not going to take it and all of that. But how did you do with your meds, eye care, lotion?
Well, it usually takes me about 2 months to pack for a weekend. I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Not really.
But, the time kind of flew by and the date was here and it kind of snuck up on me. So I actually started packing the weekend before we left. And I overpacked as always. But I took the most important things, which were my meds, lotions, the new glasses that I bought, clothes I was wicking, and that would protect you from the sun. I did take that because I knew we were going to walk a lot.
When you got down and settled in, what was an average day like for you with mom and dad and sis in Mexico?
The average day was we would get up in the morning and go buy freshly made tortillas every morning from the locals. They were always warm. And the cheese over there is really yummy. I usually stay away from cheese, but I love cheese and I could not resist. So every day I had cheese and tortillas. And then we would go walk around, sightseeing a little bit. And we would come home and we had freshly made bread every evening with coffee. Because that's what my parents like doing, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm game.
When in Rome.
You know, my diet, as you guys can tell, it wasn't the best. But it was only going to be for 7 days. And why not, right? But I kind of did pay for it because out of 7 days, guess how many times I pooped?
Tell me.
1 time.
That's no bueno.
Yeah. And I didn't drink too much water either because I knew we would be doing a lot of walking. And, I mean, where do you go to the potty over there?
Yeah, and water. You guys would bring water in, correct?
Yes, we actually bought water. We didn't drink it from the faucet. You know, my parents have a refrigerator over there, and I love ice. So I was going to fill the trays with water from the faucet. And he's like, no. So, you know, we had bottled water every day.
Did you make ice cubes with the bottled water?
I did, because you know me.
Gotta have your ice.
I gotta have it. If not, I really don't drink water.
So my big concern when you're away, because anytime anyone's on vacation, it's hard to stick to a diet. You don't have your local stores, the food you're used to, refrigerator and prep surfaces and stoves and ovens and all of that good stuff. So I was concerned that being semi off your diet and all the sightseeing and walking around you guys were going to do, that you were going to flare. But
I did not flare. I did, however, have inflammation. I still have sausage fingers. And I think it's going to take me probably a couple of weeks to recover, if I'm being honest. And it was really hot. And every day it was between 85 and 90 degrees, really dry. I did feel my mouth was dry, my nostrils was dry, my everything was dry. But I did keep up with my meds, so that helped.
But no major hitting the wall and needing to sleep or...
No, and you know what? I think that has a lot to do with A, you're on vacation. B, you don't have to worry about work. I had no stress. I had no brain fog. I was just relaxed. So I think that had a lot to do with it.
You know, it's funny you say that because typically when one's on vacation in a foreign country, there's a heightened sense of security. But you still found yourself relaxed?
Actually, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Because it is Mexico. You know, a lot of people say that bad things happen in Mexico. So my senses are always heightened. So I'm very vigilant. I'm always aware of my surroundings. I was always really close to my dad. And we wouldn't go out at night, which kind of sucked because sunrise was like at 7:30 and then sunset was like at 5 o'clock. So we had a really short day. Here in Orange County, Pacific Standard Time, it's 2 hours ahead over there. So, yeah. So it got dark on us.
So you took a couple of things with you to make yourself more comfortable. So let's talk about those. You bought one of those travel neck pillows. Did you use it?
Negative. I didn't use my neck pillow because I put it in my carry-on bag, but then I stowed it away and I didn't keep it in my backpack, which was where I intended to keep it. But anyways, I didn't use it. I'm bummed.
And your Sienna glasses.
Okay, so Sienna glasses were really awesome. I wore them in the airplane, you know, because the little overhead vent, it kind of blows right on your face. So Miss Susan Barajas, she said that she put in eye drops in each eye and then put on her glasses, which really helped. So I did the same thing. And the glasses really worked. I just feel moisture in my eyes instantly. And I know that they're working because the lenses get foggy. And that shouldn't really happen, but I didn't do the anti-fog, so I'm going to send them back to get that done. And on top of that, my prescription was a little bit too strong, so I didn't wear the glasses as often as I wanted to. But, I mean, I did wear them, and they rock, guys. I recommend them.
And we're going to talk more about those in a future episode with Sienna. I'm glad they worked excessively and fogged up because at least you know if you need moisture and you're not going to read or watch anything, you could at least put them on and feel some relief.
But it's instant relief. It creates this, it just really works.
Creates a barrier.
Yeah, and it's instant relief.
Which is very, very cool. Now, when you send them back, are you going to get the prescription adjusted as well?
I actually called the eye doctor today, and I'm going tomorrow during lunch to get my prescription adjusted. Because when I got them, because I have progressives, I remember the optometrist, she said, oh, you know, because they're progressive, I'm going to make them a little bit stronger. And I'm like, okay, I didn't say anything, but they were way too strong. And they give me a little bit of a headache. Everything is a little bit distorted because I'm trying to concentrate on not getting dizzy, if that makes sense. So I'm sending them back. But all in all, they work, they rock, and when I get my prescription adjusted, you know, I'll talk more about it.
Definitely, and we're going to do that with Sienna in the studio, which we're excited about, learning more about what they're doing to help those of us with dry eyes.
I also packed my eye drops, my Restasis prescription eye drops, and I use those religiously in the morning and in the evening before bedtime. But I also took over-the-counter eye drops, and I use those every day. And even though it was dry, I mean, of course I felt dry, but I wasn't miserable.
Which is awesome.
Because I prepared.
It worried me that you were going to go through all of this and the ride to the airport and the flight down and ride to hometown and then be miserable or need a couple of days to rest and miss out on the activities with your family. But all in all, it sounded like it was a very positive trip.
It totally was.
Was 7 days too long to be away from me?
Absolutely. 1 hour is too long to be away from you.
Why are you flipping me off?
You're so funny.
And I think one of the funniest things about her returning home last night Rat Dog was a little skittish, was like, who is this?
That made me a little bit sad because I expected a different reaction from her because she loves me. I'm her favorite girl in the whole wide world. And I expected more of, dancing around how she does that circle and tail wagging. And she didn't do none of that. She's like, who are you? She kind of got used to me not being there. Maybe she thought I wasn't going to return, which made me sad.
And, she just got used to not having Allie around. And then Mom disappears for a week. And
yeah,
she bonded with me. She never falls asleep in my lap. She'll jump up in my lap as long as I pet her. The second I stop petting her, she's gone. And she got to the point to where she would hang out with me because you weren't there.
Well, that was cool. At least you bonded, but I'm taking her back.
Oh, she's my girl. She's already thrown me to the curb. Mama's home.
So to wrap this up, I planned and prepared, and I didn't overthink, and I tried not to stress, and I didn't think about work, and I had a good time despite Sjogren's.
Well, and I think in your planning and prep, you really made sure that you had everything you needed to manage your Sjogren's, and you religiously took your meds and used your eye drops. And I think the fact that you were a little more relaxed this trip than you normal, that, it's old hat for you.
And when we crossed the border into the USA, I guess I was a little bit stressed about being over there, right? Because as soon as I crossed the border, my body just kind of relaxed. And I'm like, okay, I can make it home from here,
There's no place like home.
Definitely not. Next to my boo. Until next time, sip constantly and stay hydrated.